today, what we want to do is just bring some new ideas, show you what's going on in the nonprofit community, that there's a lot of innovation going on, there's a lot of great ideas. And today, we're bringing the Helpline Center. You may know the Helpline Center for 211, the information line. Janet is going to tell us a little bit about that, and then is going to also talk about something called the Sioux Empire Network of Care. So welcome, Janet Kiddums.
All right, good morning, everybody. I'm so pleased to be here today. So hopefully my slides will work. Oh, okay. All right. So let me just tell you a little bit about the Helpline Center, first of all. I am so privileged to serve as the president of the Helpline Center. We're a nonprofit organization who's been in Sioux Falls since 1974. And really our purpose is to help people. And we help people in a variety of different ways. We help by giving them support. We help by creating connections for them. And we give them hope. We do that through our three main service areas. Mick talked about the 211 helpline, 3-digit phone number, 24 hours a day. People can call us to reach out for community resources or for listening and support. We also do our Volunteer Connections program, which connects people who want to give back and want to volunteer in our community with hundreds of volunteer opportunities at the many, many different nonprofits in our community. And our third program is our suicide and crisis support. So we have a 24-hour suicide crisis line. We do suicide prevention training, and we also do grief support for family and friends that have lost a loved one to suicide. So we touch about 40,000 people every year. And just by looking in the audience, over the course of the time that the Helpline Center has been in our community, I'm guessing that we have touched almost everybody in this audience by either directly helping you or helping a family or a friend over the course of the time we've been here. The Helpline Center has values, just like a lot of other businesses has values that they follow. And a couple of the values that are really important to the Helpline Center include technology. We believe technology is going to help us serve our clients better. So we embrace and try new technology in our nonprofit. The second kind of value that we follow is we believe in working together and problem solving within our community. And thirdly, we believe in innovation and trying new things, to have the courage to reach out there and try something new. Which leads me in to talking about our newest program, which Mick referenced, which is the Sioux Empire Network of Care. But before I kind of tell you more about that program, I have to give you a little bit of backstory on where it all came from. I had the privilege a couple years ago of serving on a task force, a work group that was deciding and looking at the vision of the social service system for Sioux Falls. Like, where were we going in the next 10 years? What was it going to look like in 10 years? And as we sat around and had that conversation, it became abundantly clear that we really didn't have a system. What we had was a lot of great social service agencies in Sioux Falls providing tremendous services, helping so many people, but we didn't have any infrastructure connecting those nonprofits with each other. There was no way for them to work together in a collaborative way. And so as we had that conversation, I brought that forward to our board of directors at the Helpline Center. And so they set an audacious goal to say, we want to transform that social service system in Sioux Falls. We actually want to make it a system. We want to make a system where all of the agencies do collaborate together to benefit not only themselves, but the clients and our community overall. So when we looked at building or transforming that system, we had a couple of goals in mind. There's some things that we knew we wanted this new system to do. The first one is we wanted to make it better for that client. And I don't know if any of you in this audience have ever had to ask for help, but I know I've had to ask for help, and it's hard to do. It's hard to go someplace and say, hey, I'm struggling, I need help. So how can we make that process better for that person in need? Because right now, what we found is that when a person is in need, Let's just give an example that it's a single mother who recently lost her job. She has 2 children. She needs food. So she goes to the Feeding South Dakota food pantry, and when she shows up at that agency, she has to tell her story and give all of her information, which is hard to do. And then she also realizes, oh my gosh, I'm going to be evicted from my apartment because I can't pay my rent. So I need rent assistance. And so she finds her way to the community outreach, where once again, she tells her story again, gives all of her basic information. And as she's talking with the community outreach, she learns about a program called Dress for Success Sioux Falls, which helps with career counseling, and she needs to find a new job. And so she ends up at Dress for Success, once again, tells her whole story, gives all of her information. So very difficult, very tiresome, and exhausting for that client. The second goal that we knew we wanted the Transform system to do was to make it better for our nonprofits. A lot of our nonprofits in Sioux Falls don't have the funding or the technology to help them operate efficiently. They don't have sophisticated software platforms to work with. Many times they're tracking the clients and the services they provide with pencil and paper, or they're using a simple Excel spreadsheet, or they're using an outdated Access database. So we wanted to give them the tools for them to do their job better, and for them to be able to communicate and collaborate with other nonprofit agencies. And thirdly, the last goal that we wanted to set for the new Transform system was to create a system that tracked data from a community perspective. We had data on social services in Sioux Falls, but it was very siloed. We knew what each agency did and how many people they served, but we had no system of looking at it from the big picture. How many people in totality were needing help in Sioux Falls? And what kind of services did they need? And were there unmet needs? Where were people falling through the cracks? We had no way of knowing that information, so we knew we needed to create a system that could tell us that information. So what we did is we built the Sioux Empire Network of Care. So let me explain what that is. You'll see in the center there what it is. So it is a platform, a software platform that allows agencies to share information and talk with each other in a confidential way. So how does that work for the client? Let's talk about that a little bit. How did we improve the system? So that same client I talked about, that single mom who needed help, now she's going to go to Feeding South Dakota, tell her story, and fill out basic information that's going to go into the Sioux Empire Network of Care software. So then when she's referred by Feeding South Dakota to community outreach and she goes to community outreach already has her basic information in the system. So it allows community outreach to develop a better relationship with her, and it allows them to operate more efficiently and effectively. And then when that client needs to be referred to Dress for Success Sioux Falls, that is all done within the system electronically. The information that Dress for Success needs, which is very specific, can be done on an internal referral form that's electronically sent over to Dress for Success. So when the client shows up at Dress for Success, it's all right there. So that is completely transforming and making the system better for the client. And how is the new system helping our nonprofit agencies? Our nonprofit agencies now have access to an amazing, sophisticated software that allows them to track information not only on their clients, but all the services that they're providing. So at the end of the month, they can see exactly who they've helped and what services they've provided. And thirdly, we have begun just to track system-wide information to help us tell a better story in Sioux Falls on our social service system. We know since we've been operating just in the past year and a half, just under the past year and a half, we have served over 11,000 clients in need. And those 11,000 clients have received 39,000 different types of services to support their effort to move from just sustaining themselves to really thriving. The system started with just 5 agencies. That's what our pilot project was. At the end of last year, we added 2 more to bring us up to 7, and now we're in the process of really expanding and adding more agencies. So we hope to add at least a half a dozen more agencies over the course of this year in 2018. The more agencies we add in, the more we can help the clients, the more we can help the nonprofits, and the more we can help our system overall. We can do a better job of planning strategically on how to build the social service system to meet those unmet needs. Or if there's duplications, let's look at how we can fix that. So we're very excited for where the Sioux Empire Network of Care is going. We know it's only going to continue to grow and get better. So now what I want to do is I want to ask for your help. I want to ask for your help in spreading the word about the Sioux Empire Network of Care. Please invite us in to talk to your businesses. Invite us in to talk to the groups, the clubs, the organizations that you belong to. Invite us in to talk to your church. The more people that learn about the Sioux Empire Network of Care, the more we can grow the system and the stronger we can make it be. So thank you.